right. So we'll connect to our breath and knowing that intention invites awareness. We'll just go right to the quality of mind that we want to hold. Because it's exactly that. It's a way that will hold our view. And it becomes a lens, a coloration. As you're determining this quality of mind, feel the face relax. The area above the bridge of the nose. Soften and lengthen. It lengthens vertically. There. Feel the areas over the eyebrow lengthen, soften. The muscles over the temple soften. So when all this musculature softens, the face can brighten, broaden, open. So in a sense, you're holding the face as softly open and start to select that quality of mind, intention, that invites awareness. Notice if you're choosing a quality of mind that's analytical or critical. Those will have a certain coloration on your experience compared to if you're selecting to hold an intention, hold a quality of mind that's open, relaxed, or interested. Deepen breath so the breath reaches a softening abdomen as it expands the ribs. And then we'll set the left leg out in front and the right leg into either half lotus or supporting it. But let's use a strap. The strap is for the right foot. Instead of half lotus, I'm going to put it on the ground, but half lotus just makes it more available for the arm to reach behind. We're reaching right arm behind. Inhale, draw the left arm up. And exhale, moving into a fold. Not necessarily a spine round, but a hinge, a fold, a lengthening forward move. So your left leg and your torso Kind of like those little director's jaws. Just two reaching lines, a reaching leg line, a reaching torso line. The right hand grip escorts the shoulder back. So that arm bone, if it rolls and hangs forward, your grip is there to escort that humerus back. And release. Stand the sole of the right foot to the ground. Inhale, raise the left arm. There's a spinal twist here. Exhale, hook that left elbow over the right thigh. Or alternately hook. If you hook, you can work that serratus piece that we were working earlier. You can reach that elbow, that humerus, to your left. Feel that shoulder blade get drawn round, and you may even feel some of the front side rib area muscles turn way on. So not only am I squeezing in, reaching the humerus out to the left. That's an alternate. So either or. And with that elbow reaching left, just glide the shoulder down. Make sure that's part of our equation. There you go. And release. All right. So we'll work the half lotus on the other side, bending the left knee. There's lots of alternates. The left hand will reach round to grab the left foot. Inhale, reach right arm up, and let the arm help stretch the lats, lift the ribs, and then exhaling, folding. Just set that right hand down. And with the first little bit of sensation, connect to breath, Ujjayi breath. And release. Left sole of foot to the ground. Left hand to the ground. Inhale. And exhale, we're bringing the right arm to the left leg. You'll decide how to work that. Elbow over or elbow round the shin. And start to explore your breath, feeling and feeling the shape of your body. And release. Optional is inserting a block between your ankles just to create more inner leg involvement, feeling. Not necessary, just optional. Okay. And then engaging the legs, the quads. You'll see the muscles around the knee kind of whoop. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hinge. It's easy to let up the inner leg as we fold. Keep involving the inner leg. Maybe you have your ankle bones touching, the instep, the edge of your inner foot. If you're grabbing your feet, it's fine. Send the upper arm bone away from the back of your body, reaching the humeri forward. You'll get a really nice wrap of the shoulders. And release. We'll move into a cross-legged position. And do a little riff on an archer, a brain cradling. So that wrap, we're just going to keep playing with it today. Interlace the hands behind the head. So there's a lifting and a reaching. This upper arm bone, reaching forward. The wrap is a muscle move and a bone move. The shoulder blade, the serratus. And then there's an up move. I'm lifting the arms up. So this is the first. I'm resting the head in the hands. Not resting it backward, but resting it in. Resting it, supporting it in that vertical, I believe, vertical alignment. So we just get a first little taste of wrapping the shoulders, very active arm lines. Relaxed neck, relaxed face. Getting these limbs to work and feel differently. Discriminating the arm limbs from the neck, head limb. And release. We'll switch to the cross of legs. Fingertips to the ground beside your hips. Inhale. The feet active. Bring the hands forward. Swift, thorough exhale. Everything out the mouth for a round of Uddiyana. Move the shoulders away from the neck. Draw the belly in. Lifting, gathering, lifting, lifting, releasing when you need. Reset the hands. We'll do one more. Let's feel the shape of your face muscles. Hold just for a moment. Bring the hands forward, swift, thorough exhale. Stay empty. Keep pulling the ribs down. Drawing the belly in. And release. All right. So before we get into dolphin, one, two, three, two, three. So you have 1, 2, 3 bones in the 4 fingers. So you have 1, 2, 3 joints. It's a little different in the thumb. So I can, almost like a paintbrush, I can put the backs of my knuckles against the ground. So I'm kind of bent at that first the biggest knuckle. And then I can just pull my palms back until I feel the next bend of knuckle of the phalange, and the next, and then the hands are open. And then I can kind of roll, push them the other way. This is not a hard move, it's really just a joint. You know, we do hand stretches, but there's synovial fluid here too. So it's just a soft, heavy, deliberate 1 joint, 2 joint phalange, 3 joint, 1, 2, 3. That first joint, the fingernail, the furthest joint, might have some of the snugglies You can feel how each joint as a group. You don't have to press or compress necessarily. You're just kind of moving through them. All right. And then we set up the dolphin. So a little more sense of hands. Shoulders pulled, moved away from skull. Exhale the knees off the ground, dolphin. So you have the strength to hold. That's not a problem. Reach. So it's going to be both a hold and a reach. Reach the heels, working those leg muscles. Draw the leg, the heel toward the earth. Draw. Lift the sit bones into that space behind you. So you get a really sweet, strong leg reach. Helping the ribs fully expand and open. And fully move in together, down, empty. Feel it as a muscle move. So you can start to track those areas between your ribs. And we'll set the knees down. Then, I think I have to show you sitting on a block. So, I'm sitting on a block so that I can lift the back of my foot to the ground. This may be more muted sensation, but here's that first knuckle phalange. Then I know there's another knuckle to that phalange, and there's the toe pads. So this may be a little, you may want to try to do this manually if you're working with some arthritis or sore digit or nerve issue. I'm just starting with the right foot. I'm just kind of lifting, drawing the top of the foot, first phalange joint, finding another. This is just on group, so, and then the toe pads. I'll do it another time. All right. We can do the other side. So this is where we would find ourselves in those arrow lunges or that half Virasana. There's kind of this stretch. There's a first phalange, maybe a second phalange. Okay. Or if you roll over your toes, this is just a way to do it before we put weight. Okay. Make sure to include that little toe, so you may have to angle a little bit to get all the toes. Okay. So you roll them forward, or you're going to roll them backward. There you go. Lie on back. Inhale the head and shoulders up. By lifting the elbows, by wrapping the shoulders. So now when you gather and lift the tailbone up, you feel the whole oblique girdling through the front side. Kind of like lifting you up like a dish. Exhale, the right leg out. Pull and sink the low belly in and down. So you're tensing the whole front side of the body. Inhale. Lifting up through the elbows, armpit through the front side of the body. As you lift the tailbone, that area around the hip, exhale, reach out through the left leg. As you lift the thigh bones up, as you lift the arm bones up, the whole front side tensions and the whole back side expands. Pull the low belly down. Inhale. The arm bones lift, the leg bones lift, the whole front side tensions. Exhale, reach out through the right leg. Pull low belly down. All right, continue. Let's do 4 more aside. I'm going to watch. So the upper bone's up. There's obliques, there's shoulder blade muscles. There's chest muscles that connect to the sternum. So right, like all around the pec, there's more muscles. And so as we gather and activate those front body muscles, you can imagine a bow and an arrow, the bow part. Gathering and tensioning and activating all of the front side and the back side bows. So we're using the activation of the front to open, to move the back. You don't have to focus on opening, moving the back. Focus on activating the front. Elbows up, arm bones up. The muscles that you feel activated reside somewhere between the shoulder blade, armpit area, under the pec, and right going toward the sternum. So you can feel that activating right up to the sternum, the bottom. It's really awesome and important to have that command when you're working with pain in the upper back between the shoulder blades. It's a continuum. So to not activate that is to lose an entry, a corridor of access to the shoulder blade in the back area. Lift the elbows up. Yep, the shoulder blades will go too. There you go. You'll know that you're reaching the arms up when the shoulder blades are off the ground. It doesn't have to be far, but they will move so laterally, so around the ribs. All right. And then turn to a side. We'll do the arms part of the abs on the wall. I'm going to grab a soft object and a block. So I have I'm going to look for about that distance, soft object to chest, or sternum rather. Okay. And then the object. So I've got a block and a roll. And just find a little section of wall. We'll go forearms wide. We're going a little bit wider than we usually do. Walk your feet under your pelvis. Inhale behind the roll. So you want that roll to be so soft. You have no defenses or hesitations to breathe into that area, the sternum. And then exhale, reach outward and forward through the arms. There's no goal here with the arm movement. So if you're thinking, oh, I got to walk my arms this way or that way, untrue. Just getting deep breath fully into the ribs. So this should be putting a good amount of tissue stretch through that whole upper side of the ribs. And then exhale thoroughly. Like feel the ribs move. I think it's my interpretation from observation that we might be missing or skipping through the rib movement under the shoulder, the limb activity. And release. So when we set up downward dog at the wall, getting that wrap, that reach, head, neck relaxed. Inhale, foot up, hip height. Exhale, foot up, hip height. When you release, we'll step down. I'm going to get a longish little bit of strap, at least that distance. And I like to grab inside the loop with the palm face away. Make it large enough where slipping your hands into this distance, I don't know what this distance is, wider than hips. There's no stress or strain at the shoulder. There's no strain in the neck. So it'll be So I've got my hands fairly close to my hips right now. I hope you saw that distance. Okay, I'm going to bring the head over the shoulders and push the strap down so your shoulders move down. So as we're doing this thing the whole time, if the shoulders start to migrate up or forward, as they sometimes want to do, the object here is to keep the shoulders down away from the head, and this migrating back. You may want to roll forward, but back. So inhale. Now we're just going to lift inch by inch. This is one of now the goal is inch by inch. Right? The shoulders migrate back, down. This gets pretty stretchy and strong in no time. So maximum movement isn't necessarily just a little bit of movement per breath. So my palms will gradually start to face sky, sending the shoulders down, migrating the arm bones, the humeri back. No stress on the elbow. I'm not pulling out on the strap. It'll happen, but I'm not trying to pull out to the sides. I'm just trying to hold the strap and elevate my palms. You get some of those ribs in the front or by the sternum to breathe, move. Even at the top of the inhale, send the shoulders down, migrate the shoulder heads back, lifting. Down, back, lifting. All right. So 8 breaths is a pretty good start. We'll keep playing with that. Inhale the arms up overhead. Ah, the freedom. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lunge, knee, left leg back. Start to straighten the arms. You've probably got a little more opening here. Hands to ground, exhale, step right foot back and we lower. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, lower, downward dog. Lunge, inhale, left foot forward. Hands to ground, exhale the right foot forward, fold. Inhale, stand, reach overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up. As you can activate that serratus in the front side, remembering those abdominal moves. You can direct and guide the breath into the back ribs, upper back ribs. Really important area to keep lubricated and moving. As the intensity of our visual activities changes. Inhale the right foot back, lunge. So use the wrap to spread, to feel, to lift, to articulate the upper spine. This can be in every breath kind of a tension. Exhale. Left foot back, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lunge. Exhale, step left foot forward, fold. And if your hands are on the ground, reach the elbows back. Inhale, stand. And exhale, hands to heart. Chair, inhale. Exhale, fold. Monkey, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Warrior one. Inhale, right foot forward. Grab your strap. Palms face back. So grabbing the strap behind the back. Palms face back. Start low and just feel the shoulders migrate toward the back of the body or away from the front. And the tops of the shoulders move down. I'm just moving inch by inch, breath by breath. So there's a stretch, there's a work that can be sustained every inch of the way. And release. Archer, you can leave the strap if you love it. Right elbow up, left elbow down. As you continue to find that bottom tip of the right shoulder blade to draw around, you can breathe into that mid-back. Can you find that bottom tip of the shoulder blade? And release. When we pad the knee, the left knee, letting the, oops, I'm a little tangled here. We're getting into lunge chest opener. Where am I? All right. So both hands, discover the left foot. And release. Inhale the hands under the shoulders as we exhale back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And inhale the left foot forward. Warrior one. We'll pick up the strap for this modified, I guess you say modified archer. There's another bow or cobra-like pose that uses this hand position. I would have to look it up to say the name of it. But here we are, starting with the hands by the hips. First and foremost, move the strap down so the shoulders glide away from your head. And 2, migrate the humeri into the space behind you. Just letting breath work through the front of the shoulders and the chest. Again, there should be 0 strain on the elbows. If you feel something in your elbow, it's probably due to kind of letting your hands pull away from each other in the strap. Remedy that simply by grasping the strap so they don't pull outward into the strap as much. And release. Pick up the strap in your left hand. Archer, hand it down to the right. Find the bottom tip of that left shoulder blade. Can you move it? Can you move it round? Eventually it does lift up, but it goes round up. And feeling the shape with your lungs. Remembering our lungs have nerve, afferent nerve, lots of sensory information comes from lung to the brain. So your lungs are sensing, you're sensing how much breath, how much sensation, how much pressure, how full, how not full, the shape of the lung, the slidingness and the glidingness, the lubricatedness of the lungs. The lungs are super sensory. Feel with your lungs. So if it sounds funny, like, oh, I could get a sense of the lubrication around the lungs, it's not that far off. We can do it. We can feel how the lungs glide around the heart and the heart is inside the lungs. We can feel for that. And release. All right, we pad the right knee. There's a chest opening lunge. This will be our if it's a little bit too much on the knee to grab with 2 hands, right? We know we can grab with 1. And release. Inhale the hands under the shoulders. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhale upward dog. And exhale downward dog. And we'll set the knees down. We'll rest right now. And then I'll just give a note because we have video friends who will be maybe practicing along with us later. If you're continuing your practice, just keep on going. This is a nice beginning or warm-up to a shoulder or back bend practice. And then for those of us just going for the hour, we'll lie back Shavasana. And so to breathe is feeling. We're feeling with the lung. It's just one part of it. If we've altered some pressure, relationships, tensional relationships, anywhere in the body, it can show up everywhere in the body. So if we resolved some tensional occurrence in a knee, we might still feel it in the spine. So we breathe to feel. We breathe to feel the whole body, the places where we believe we worked locally or focused locally. And we breathe to feel globally. The whole body. This perspectival skill of zooming in locally, individually, a particularity, and zooming out, the global ramifications, the whole body response is a necessary type of flexibility nutrient. So we don't just stretch to stretch out, but we stretch as part of this equation, the zooming in, zooming out, expanding out, and precisely locating, individuating, taking in totality, regarding with particularity. This is a necessary, eventually a necessary perspectival movement nutrient. You might even just start to use that framework to discover for yourselves if you tend to feel and focus on the larger events or the more local events in your body. And if you notice that you skew your practices toward feeling more wholeness or more particularity, you might just become aware of that to introduce the other compatible nutrients. And when you're ready, we'll bend knees. And turn to a side and press up. Namaste.